The Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, better known as SOHO, was launched to study the Sun and protect Earth's satellites from solar storms. But over the years, SOHO has captured more than just solar flares and plasma waves. One image, in particular, caught the attention of both scientists and UFO researchers. In this image, a massive circular shape appears near the Sun. It does not look like a comet, asteroid, or any known space object. It looks mechanical. It looks planned. The strange object is disc-shaped, perfectly round, and sharply outlined. It doesn't blend into the Sun's chaos of fire and radiation. Instead, it stands out. The object does not drift into view. It simply appears as if it was always there, but suddenly became visible. Some people believe that a burst of solar energy may have disrupted some kind of cloaking system, making the object briefly visible. Others think it might have arrived from deep space, placing itself close to the Sun with purpose. SOHO has collected thousands of hours of solar footage. Most of it shows natural solar activity. But this was different. This was something that didn't belong. And once people saw it, they began to ask questions that still have no answers. What is this disk? Where did it come from? And why was it so close to our Sun? A disk appears near the Sun among the thousands of images SOHO has sent back to Earth. One shows something truly unusual: a large dark disk-shaped object hovering near the Sun. Unlike solar flares or plasma loops that look chaotic and natural, this disk looks controlled and artificial. Its shape is smooth, perfectly round, and clearly visible against the bright, fiery background of the Sun. It doesn't appear fuzzy or broken like a camera glitch. Instead, it looks like a structure, solid, defined, and mysterious. What makes this even more strange is how the object appeared. It didn't slowly drift into view like a comet or asteroid. Instead, it seemed to simply show up, as if hidden before and suddenly revealed. Some researchers think a solar flare may have exposed it. Perhaps it was using some form of advanced cloaking technology that the Sun's radiation disrupted. Others believe it might have arrived at that exact moment, using advanced propulsion to move into place. This disk does not act like space debris. It doesn't tumble or burn. It stays still, calm, even near the most violent energy in our solar system. People have wondered, could this be a spaceship, a solar station, or something else, something we can't yet understand? Whatever it is, its appearance near the Sun continues to puzzle scientists and spark curiosity across the world. Not a flare, not a planet. When scientists first saw the image, they tried to explain it. Maybe it was just a glitch. Maybe it was a solar flare or a dust speck on the lens. But this object didn't match anything normal. It wasn't shaped like a solar flare, which usually looks wild and twisted. It wasn't fuzzy or broken like camera noise. And it clearly wasn't a planet or a moon. They move in steady orbits and never appear so close to the Sun in this way. This object was different. It was too round, too sharp, and too still. The Sun is a place of extreme energy. Its surface burns at thousands of degrees, and its outer layers are even hotter. Solar storms throw out massive waves of radiation, plasma, and magnetic fields. No known object can survive so close to the Sun without being destroyed. And yet, this disk didn't just survive, it stayed completely stable. That alone made it impossible to ignore. If it had been a passing planet, it would have been easy to track. If it had been a flare, it would have moved and melted into the Sun's chaos. But this object held its form as if it were built to handle the heat and energy. That's why many viewers began to question everything. How could something exist so close to the Sun and not be destroyed? If it's not a flare, not a planet, not a camera error, then what is it? The mystery only grew stronger. Sudden arrival raises questions. One of the most puzzling parts of the sighting is how the disc-shaped object appeared. It didn't glide in from the edge of the frame or follow a visible path. Instead, it seemed to materialize instantly, almost like it had been invisible moments before. This sudden arrival raised immediate questions. If it were a comet, asteroid, or even a passing satellite, it would have entered slowly. its motion easy to track. But this object defied those expectations. It didn't move in like space debris. It revealed itself. This has led many to believe the object may have been using some type of cloaking or stealth technology. Perhaps it had been there all along, hidden from our view, and only a burst of solar energy revealed its outline. Others believe it warped into position from deep space, using technology far beyond anything Earth possesses. Its sudden, stable presence suggested intelligence, not random chance. In space, size, speed, and heat make everything dangerous. Even the smallest mistake can lead to destruction, but this object behaved with precision. No drifting, no burning, no chaos. Just a clean, controlled appearance right beside the sun. And when people reviewed the footage again and again, they asked the same question: who or what could make something appear like that in the most dangerous place in our solar system? Cloaked object revealed by solar light. Some researchers believe the object had been near the sun all along, but hidden, cloaked by technology far beyond our understanding. According to this theory, the only reason we saw it at all was because of a sudden burst of solar energy. A solar flare or coronal mass ejection may have disrupted the cloaking field, just for a moment, allowing the object's outline to appear. For a brief time, it was exposed, its disc-shaped body clearly visible against the burning light of the sun. This idea isn't as far-fetched as it sounds. On Earth, scientists already experiment with early forms of invisibility using light manipulation and adaptive materials. Military projects have explored technologies that bend light around objects, making them harder to detect. If humans are developing these techniques now, imagine what a civilization thousands or even millions of years more advanced could create. They may have mastered full optical camouflage, able to hide enormous structures even near a star. That's why some believe the sun's energy didn't destroy the object, but accidentally revealed it, like shining a flashlight on something invisible. The flare gave us a glimpse of what's normally hidden. And if true, it means there may be many more structures near the sun or in space that we simply cannot see, unless nature briefly turns the light in just the right way. Size compared to Earth and Sun. To understand how massive this disc-shaped object is, we have to compare it to something familiar: Earth. In some SOHO images, the Earth is shown as a tiny blue dot next to the sun, just for scale. That dot represents all of human civilization, every mountain, ocean, and city we've ever known. But beside the sun, Earth looks like a speck of dust. In fact, over 1 million Earths could fit inside the sun. Its size and power dominate everything in the solar system. Now imagine the strange object seen near the sun. When compared visually, it is not just a dot. It appears clearly, with a structure that seems to stretch across a sizable portion of the sun's edge. That means the object isn't the size of a satellite or a space shuttle. It's not small, it's huge, possibly larger than Earth itself. And if it's that big, it changes everything. Something that large cannot be ignored. If it's a natural object, it would still be the biggest anomaly ever seen near the sun. But if it's a constructed object, a craft or a station, then it would be a colossal feat of engineering, far beyond anything humans have ever built. The size alone tells us we're not looking at something ordinary. We're looking at something that challenges everything we thought we knew about space and who might be out there. Too big to be a normal craft. When we think of spacecraft, we picture satellites, rockets, or even the International Space Station. These are large by human standards but tiny when placed next to planets, or especially the sun. But the object seen near the sun in the SOHO image is something else entirely. It's not the size of a jet or a shuttle. It's not even the size of Earth's largest man-made satellite. It's far bigger, so big that calling it a craft almost seems wrong. This object is colossal, with a circular shape that suggests advanced design. If it were near the Earth, it would likely block out the sky. And if it truly is close to the sun, as the images suggest, then its actual size must be vast beyond comparison. No known technology on Earth has ever created anything close to this scale in space. Even the largest space telescopes or space stations look like toys in comparison. This raises powerful questions. Could this be an enormous space station, a massive energy collector, or something else, something we don't yet have a name for? Whatever it is, it's not a typical spacecraft. It's too big, too bold, too advanced to match anything we've ever launched or studied. If it's real and built by intelligent beings, then it's a signal that someone out there has technology that makes ours look ancient. Perfect geometry, not natural nature, is wild and chaotic, especially near the sun. Solar flares twist and explode in random shapes. Plasma storms surge like waves crashing on a cosmic shore. Nothing out there near the sun is neat or clean. That's why the disc-shaped object in the SOHO image stands out so clearly. It's not rough, jagged, or uneven. It's smooth. It's perfectly round. Its edges are defined with stunning precision, a perfect circle in the middle of solar chaos. This kind of shape is not something we usually find in nature, especially near such an intense and violent environment. Even the most stable natural formations, like planets or moons, are rarely this precise in outline when viewed so close. But this object shows symmetry, balance, and design. It looks planned, not formed by random forces. That's why many experts and observers believe this cannot be a natural occurrence. Instead, it suggests engineering. Just like buildings, ships, or machines on Earth have clean lines and exact shapes, this structure seems designed with intent. If it's not a trick of the light or a lens error, and many argue it's not, then it may be something built by someone who knew what they were doing. The geometry alone makes it one of the most compelling pieces of evidence in the search for advanced life beyond our planet. Withstanding solar heat and wind, the sun is not a friendly place. Its surface burns at around 5 degrees C, nearly 10,000 degrees F, and its outer atmosphere, the corona, can reach millions of degrees. On top of that, it constantly blasts solar wind, a stream of highly charged particles, into space at hundreds of kilometers per second. No human-made object can survive near the sun for long. Even our strongest metals would melt, vaporize, or be ripped apart by radiation and pressure. But the mysterious disk, it didn't move, burn, or break. That's what makes this sighting so shocking. The object seems to hold its position calmly, untouched by the sun's fury. No visible damage, no signs of melting. It's as if it was designed to be there, as if it was built using materials or shielding we can't even imagine. Nothing we've ever launched, even our most heat-protected probes, can get close to the sun without extreme protection and careful planning. But this disk didn't seem to need any of that. If the object is real and not a camera error, then it's surviving in conditions that would destroy everything we've ever built. That suggests a level of technological mastery far beyond human understanding. Whoever or whatever made it knows how to handle one of the most hostile environments in the entire solar system, and that makes this mystery far deeper than it first appears. More shapes seen over the years. The disk near the sun is not the only strange sight SOHO or other solar observatories have captured. Over the years, multiple images and videos have shown odd shapes around the sun, shapes that don't fit with normal solar activity. These include long cylinders, glowing spheres, cube-like forms, and now this large, disc-shaped structure. Each of them appears briefly, often during times of increased solar energy, and then vanishes without explanation. Some might say it's just image errors or cosmic dust, but the patterns are hard to ignore. The shapes are often geometric, structured, and appear to hold their form despite the chaotic forces around them. They don't behave like flares, planets, or space junk. They appear with sharp lines, symmetry, and size too large to dismiss. It's not just one image. It's a series of them, seen over years, across missions and even different telescopes. Many researchers now believe these repeated appearances could be signs of advanced structures or crafts near our sun. Are they watching us? studying the sun, or simply passing through, using the sun for something we don't yet understand. Each new shape adds to the mystery, and while science still searches for answers, more people are beginning to wonder. What else is out there, hiding in plain sight, just beyond the sun's blinding glow? A hidden pattern near the sun as more strange objects appear in solar observatory footage. A possible pattern begins to form. The disk isn't the only anomaly. Other shapes have been spotted too. Long cylinders, glowing spheres, and dark cubes have all been seen near the sun at different times. They appear, hold their position, and then vanish without explanation. These are not random bursts of plasma or dust particles. Their geometric shapes, symmetry, and behavior suggest something far more deliberate. Each time one of these objects is recorded, it appears briefly, often during intense solar events like flares or eruptions. This has led some to believe these events may temporarily reveal objects that are normally invisible or cloaked. Instead of one isolated case, we may be witnessing a pattern of hidden activity near the sun, a pattern that suggests intelligent design, not chance. If just one object had been seen, it could be dismissed as an error. But repeated sightings over years from different missions and angles are hard to ignore. These are not random glitches. They're shapes with clear structure, shapes that return again and again. This growing pattern hints that the sun might not be as empty as we once thought. Instead, it may be a busy and active space where things happen just beyond the reach of our understanding and are only visible when the universe allows it. Could it be a solar station? If the massive disk-shaped object seen near the sun isn't a natural formation or camera glitch, then what is it? One theory gaining attention is that it could be a solar station, a large structure built to operate near the sun. But why would anything be built in such a dangerous place? The answer may lie in the sun's incredible power. The sun is the largest and most consistent energy source in our solar system. If a civilization had the technology to withstand the heat and radiation, it could tap into this power for fuel, propulsion, or advanced experiments. A solar station could be gathering energy directly from the sun, storing it or transferring it elsewhere. It could also be monitoring the solar system, acting as a watchtower or a relay hub for communication across space. Some even speculate that the station may not just use the sun, but interact with it in ways we don't yet understand. The idea of a station near the sun might sound like science fiction, but when we consider the shape, size, and behavior of the object, it fits. It doesn't drift or melt. It holds position like something meant to be there. If true, this means we are not alone, and that someone has placed a powerful outpost right next to the heart of our solar system, using the sun as a tool rather than a threat. Technology far beyond our own. The object seen near the sun challenges everything we know about engineering. Earth's strongest materials would vaporize instantly under solar conditions, yet this object appears untouched. It doesn't break apart, doesn't glow from heat, and doesn't react to the solar wind. It remains stable, as if it was designed specifically to handle the intense environment of a star. That kind of durability requires a level of technology far beyond anything humanity has achieved. No spacecraft we've built could survive near the corona, where temperatures reach into the millions of degrees. Even our most advanced solar probes, like NASA's Parker Solar Probe, have to use heavy shielding and still can't get as close as this object appears to be. Yet the disk-shaped structure looks calm, motionless amid chaos. That alone suggests materials and systems beyond our imagination. Some scientists and theorists believe that if this is a craft or station, it belongs to a civilization that has solved challenges we haven't even fully understood. Heat resistance, radiation shielding, energy collection, and cloaking, all in one structure. It's as if this object exists in a future we haven't reached yet. It doesn't just float near the sun. It owns that space as if it belongs there. And that realization forces us to confront a deeper question. Are we being watched by something far more advanced than we ever expected? Is the sun a portal or power source? The sun has always been seen as a source of light, heat, and life. But what if it's more than that? Some theorists suggest the sun might be used by advanced civilizations, not just studied. It could serve as a limitless power source, supplying energy for massive space stations or ships. Others go even further, proposing the sun could be a gateway, a portal to other parts of the universe using energy fields or unknown dimensions. To us, the sun is deadly. It burns with unimaginable force, and its radiation is dangerous. But to a civilization millions of years ahead, it might be a perfect energy hub. They might have developed ways to safely draw power directly from it, using technology we can't even describe. Massive structures like the disk seen near the sun could be energy harvesters or machines built to manipulate solar physics in ways we don't yet understand. Even stranger is the idea that the sun could open pathways through space-time. If so, the mysterious object might not just be a station. It could be a gatekeeper stationed at the entrance of something far bigger than we imagine. These ideas may sound wild, but the presence of large, geometric objects near the sun makes people wonder, why there? Why now? And what are they really doing with our star? The answers may be more extraordinary than we think. Is cloaking tech being used? One of the most fascinating theories about the disk near the sun is the idea that it was always there, just hidden. Many believe the object might be using cloaking technology advanced enough to make it invisible to both human eyes and scientific instruments. But during a solar flare or sudden burst of energy, that cloak could have been disrupted, revealing the object's shape for just a moment before vanishing again. On Earth, we're already experimenting with light, bending materials, and adaptive camouflage. Military projects have developed early prototypes of cloaking suits and surfaces. If we're doing this now, then it's possible a much more advanced civilization has perfected it. Their ships or stations could be operating right in front of us, and we'd never know, unless something interferes with their stealth. The disk's sudden appearance, without movement or warning, suggests it didn't travel into view. It was likely there the whole time, hidden in plain sight. The sun's intense radiation may have temporarily exposed it, outlining its shape just long enough for SOHO to capture the image. If this is true, then we must ask, how many other cloaked structures are already nearby? And if they can hide so well, what else have we missed? This theory opens the door to a very different view of space, one where visibility is only an illusion. Object does not move or burn in the violent, ever-changing environment of the sun. Nothing stays still for long. Solar flares erupt, plasma streams twist, and magnetic storms rage across the surface. Yet the strange disk-shaped object captured by SOHO remains perfectly still. It doesn't shift, rotate, or drift. Even more mysteriously, it doesn't burn. It shows no signs of damage, heat distortion, or melting, even while being so close to one of the most destructive forces in the universe. If it were a natural object, like an asteroid or a rock fragment, it would have been torn apart by radiation or vaporized in seconds. If it were man-made, it would never survive the extreme temperatures and radiation. But this object, it holds its position as if immune to all forces around it. No wobble, no disintegration, no reaction. Just calm, precise stillness. That strange behavior has led many to believe the object is controlled, not random. Its resistance to solar heat and its lack of movement suggest powerful shielding, artificial stability, or even some form of anchoring near the sun, technology far beyond human capabilities. Whatever it is, its behavior doesn't match anything natural or accidental. It seems deliberate, like it's supposed to be there, watching, waiting, or doing something we cannot yet explain. Some say it's watching Earth. Among the many theories surrounding the mysterious disk near the sun, One stands out: it's watching us. Some researchers and sky watchers believe this object isn't just parked near the sun by chance. Its position may give it a perfect vantage point to observe Earth and the inner solar system. From near the sun, a single object could monitor multiple planets, including our own, without being easily noticed. If the object is intelligent in origin, its role could be similar to that of a surveillance satellite, only far more advanced. It could be recording data, studying planetary movements, or even watching human activity from afar. The diss's size and stillness make it ideal for long-term observation. And if it's using cloaking technology, it could have been watching for a very long time without our knowledge. This idea raises unsettling questions. Why would something want to observe Earth? Are we a point of interest, a threat, or part of a larger experiment? Theories range from scientific study by alien civilizations to more mysterious purposes, like monitoring humanity's development. Some even suggest it could be a warning system or an automated guardian of sorts. Whatever the reason, the possibility that something so massive and advanced could be quietly watching our planet forces us to rethink our place in the cosmos. Why governments stay silent despite the growing number of strange sightings near the sun and the attention these images receive, governments and space agencies remain silent. NASA, ESA, and other institutions often explain these anomalies as camera glitches, light reflections, or natural space phenomena. But many people aren't satisfied with those answers, especially when the shapes are so clear, geometric, and repeated. The silence raises a bigger question: why aren't they talking about it more openly? Some believe the answer is simple: fear. If these objects are real and not man-made, it would mean Earth is not alone. It would mean someone, or something, far more advanced is already here. That truth could cause panic, disrupt religions, challenge world powers, and shake the foundations of society. People may not be ready to face that possibility, and leaders may not be willing to give up the illusion of control. Others suggest governments already know more than they admit. The sightings could be under investigation or even classified. If powerful nations discovered alien technology, they might want to study it in secret, not share it with the world. The quiet response could be a strategic choice, not ignorance. Whether it's fear of chaos, loss of power, or hidden knowledge, one thing is clear: the more these objects appear, the louder the question becomes. What are they not telling us? Could truth break the world order? If governments were to publicly confirm that massive, unknown structures exist near the sun, built by an advanced civilization, the impact would be enormous. Such a revelation would shatter humanity's view of itself. For centuries, humans have believed they were alone, unique, and the most advanced beings in existence. But if colossal alien structures are real, that belief would collapse in an instant. The political consequences would be just as extreme.